compass is pointing to some dysfunctional, toxic, awful human being or awful situation. We have to rewire it. Step one of this is to spot the loop. And a pretty easy question here is just asking, what keeps happening that I say I don't want, but I keep allowing? Then we get to step two, and we want to name the magnet. It's a mirror, or is it echo? Is it reversal, or is it completion? And then step three, we want to trace the original source. So there's three questions here. Question one for this step three is, who taught you that this was normal? Two, who, and this is a big one, whose love came with conditions? And number three, and this is even deeper, who in your life made you feel that safety has a cost? Like you had to invest something in order to feel safe. But then we get to step four, exposing the lie. So the pull that we feel, the adrenaline spike, that's not chemistry, that's childhood. So where is the lie that happened in childhood that I'm continuing today? And if you start going through some of these transitions and undoing and unraveling it, I want to tell you one thing. You have to go into this knowing that peace will be absolutely unfamiliar at first. So let me just tell you that the hardest part of doing any of this work is peace doesn't feel peaceful when your system is wired for chaos. It feels like disruption. It feels like something's around the corner. It feels like I don't deserve this. What's about to happen? So peace is never peaceful if you have a system that's wired for chaos. It feels boring, maybe, like something's missing, like a letdown. But that's the absence of adrenaline that's going to trick you into coming back to that gravity trap, whatever you want to call it, the magnet. You're not bored, you're healing through this process.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of the Shots Fired podcast with DP. I am the host, Despop Jason by birth name, and today is 1 April 2026. But I'm not in the fooling mood like normal. Nope. Today I'd like to focus on mental health, the whole reason I started doing this shit over a year ago. I am now, as Chase says, stuck in that peace mode, and peace seems to suck. It does not feel remotely natural, just as he said. I finally got past the self-destructive mode. I am beyond suicide. I think I got that part beat to shit at this point. I just can't accept peace. I don't know what to do next. I think I'm doing everything right, as I should be, staying positive, going to the gym, though I do have my depressing days where I skip even though I know I shouldn't. Sometimes it's just due to lack of sleep, which is still a major problem. But although I got that tough part beat, it's the easy part I just can't see. I can't heal. I dwell way too much, still trying to convince myself that maybe I could have done something different. My problem is, and I know this is going to sound corny as fuck, but when I was a kid, I read this thing about names. It was kind of like a horoscope thing. My mom was big into that shit. And it stated that my name meant healer. And that stuck with me. I don't have a savior complex, but it kind of felt like a calling. And I've been spending my whole life trying to fix shit in others. Anytime I see someone down, I do whatever I can to help. And I became an easy mark for those with ulterior motives. Those that could see me and my style from a mile away, who knew no matter how bad they treated me, somehow I would always serve them. Like I would make these adjustments because they needed this, that, or the other to feel secure. And I can see now I was not the cause of anyone's problems, no matter how much they convinced me I was. These assholes were fucked from childhood. I wasn't there then, so why did I feel compelled to save them from their past and lather, rinse, repeat? I dealt with my final suicidal thought well over a year ago now. I had a bout of homelessness that almost lasted a year. I beat that. I'm set up perfectly now for a great life. So how come I just can't take it? The better things get, the lower I seem to sink. The more I dwell, the more I worry about whether others from my past are doing okay, almost like I still feel like I can help, and instead I abandon them, never facing the fact that they abandoned me. They rejected me after fleecing me of everything I ever owned. It's like I lived with that worry for so long that I don't know how to live without it. How do I take this next step? How do I move forward? I seem to be stuck. Everything is perfect now, peaceful, and it is boring as fuck. It feels so foreign to me, and I fear that if I don't grab it, I'll let it slip. I just hope this is momentary. I hope this is just part of this stage. I think I'm more confident than I've ever been, so why don't I act like it? Please, if someone out there has answers, don't hold back. I've never been more in command of my PTSD than I am now. I've never been more determined. I just can't seem to take that next step. It's like I'm running in a dream but not moving at all. So do I just keep going? Or did Chase leave out the next step on purpose? Does he want me to buy a book? I don't know. Or maybe Alpha Bloodline Father has it figured out. Delete the roster. I totally did that. Fix your sleep. Still working on it. Go ghost. Absolutely did. Hit the gym. Absolutely am. Fix your circle. My circle is completely different. Talk less. I do that. Accept the past. Trying, that's the hard one. Put your best foot forward. Always have. Absolutely always have. Intentions are everything. And then become better. I think I have. I just can't seem to get out of this fucking rut. So, will I progress naturally? I hope so, and I hope it's fast, man. So, what do I do in the meantime? You know it. I stick to humor to hide it all. Hey, work for Robin Williams, right? Whatever. So, with that, how about some fuck cats, yay dogs?
I mean, Dimitri could have died, but that's the fact doing business, right?
Don't you dare do that. Don't you dare do that.
Hey! Hey!
Oh no!
Oh, how you stuck.
Hey, let him sleep. Be quiet.
And after cats and dogs, we got some me and who. What is me and who, you ask? You'll figure it out. Now it's time for the right side of history. This is the segment where I search the interwebs for examples of those who insist they're on the right side of history, a side we should all strive to be on. So come along on my journey to be a better person. And as always, I'll start us off with an example of someone who is on the wrong side of history.
My ancestors fought for my freedom to speak, to inform people. It's important that we educate ourselves, inform ourselves, and know what's actually going on in the government and not go by what we are being told. It's important that we know the actual information instead of being controlled by narratives.
Guess what? You're not a billionaire. You're hardly even a millionaire. I want you to put that money out in front of you. In physical money.
Now, transgender woman's milk is just as good for babies as breast milk.
And now we'll move into the final call. On this date, April 1st, back in 2007, police officer Sean Robert Clark and Officer Jeffrey Shelton of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, North Carolina, was shot and killed after responding to a disturbance call at approximately 11:30 p.m. The two officers responded to a disturbance call in an East Charlotte housing complex on Barrington Drive. They had resolved the disturbance and were walking away when they engaged in a conversation with a man who had nothing to do with the call. As they turned to walk away from the man, he produced a gun and shot both officers in the back. Both officers were transported to Carolinas Medical Center, where they died from their injuries. The shooter fled the scene but was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The suspect has 5 prior convictions for resisting arrest and assaulting a government official. On September 30th, 2010, he was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Officer Clark was a U.S. Air Force veteran and had served with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department for 1 year and was assigned to the North Tryon Division. He is survived by his expectant wife and 2-year-old son. Officer Shelton had served with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department for 6 years and was assigned to the North Tryon Division. He is survived by his wife. Also on this date, in 1919, Patrolman James O'Brien of the East St. Louis PD in Illinois was shot and killed while attempting to question a man at a bar at 353 Collinsville Avenue. Patrolman O'Brien observed the man inside the bar and asked him to meet out front for further questioning. When the man failed to follow him outside, Patrolman O'Brien re-entered the bar and was told the man had fled out of the rear door. As Patrolman O'Brien exited the bar's rear door, he was shot in the head and killed. His reason for wanting to talk to the man is unknown. In 1927, the 28-year-old suspect was arrested in Chicago for the murder of a man in New York a few days earlier. When he was returned to New York, he admitted to the murder. Patrolman O'Brien, New York officials told Illinois officials if he was acquitted of the murder in their state, they would return him to Illinois. Patrolman O'Brien had served with the East St. Louis Police Department for 7 years. He was survived by his expectant wife and 2 children. His 3rd child was born 1 week after his murder. May they all continue to rest in peace. And as always, we'll wrap it up with the timeline cleanse. Today I'm going to keep it clean because of my mood. But before we get into that, to all those out there struggling with that demon, remember to stop, breathe, survive. Later, bitches.
Are you ready? All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh. Sorry, Bubba.
Yeah, let's go, buddy. Hit it to mama, hit it to mama.
Oh!
I'm gonna throw him back for you.
Oh!
Let's go, Bobo.
Harder. Harder.
Go.
Harder.
Big swing. Yeah. 1,
Yeah, mama.
2, 3. Go, go, go.
Oh. Yeah, dude. No way. Okay, ready?
Get him, Jay. I'm not a cop.
You got DP'd.